Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is the Mandalorian recap before Season 3, including Mando scenes from Book of Boba Fett. Mandalorians are basically a warrior clan, easily recognizable by their super sweet Boba Fett armor. Our main character has no name yet, people just call him Mando, and like many other Mandalorians, he is a bounty hunter. He's part of a bounty hunter guild led by Carl Weathers, whose Star Wars name is Greef Karga. He's got a job for Mando that pays real well, but is a bit sketchy because the client is ex-Imperial. The show takes place soon after the original trilogy when the evil Empire has just recently been defeated, but many Imperials are still out there holding on to what power they can, like this guy who has a job for Mando. You won't tell him anything about the mark, but the pay is very real, not in Imperial credits, but in Beskar steel, a super strong metal from the Mandalorian homeworld. Mando takes it down to the sewers, where apparently he lives with a bunch of Mandalorians. They're led by a female Mandalorian, the Armorer, and none of them ever take their helmets off. That's a part of their strict code of conduct.
This is the way.
This is the way.
She melts down the Beskar into a sweet shoulder guard for him, and while she's forging, we get Mando's backstory. Basically, his village was attacked, his parents died trying to save him, but he was eventually rescued by Mandalorians who adopted him into their crew. So Mando flies off to hunt his mark on his super cool spaceship, the Razor Crest. Mando tracks down the mark, but there's another bounty hunter here, a droid IG-11 who's got super sweet spinny arms. So they find the mark, but turns out it is a Baby Yoda! It's not the Baby Yoda, it's a Baby Yoda. We don't know his species name, but whatever it is aggressively cute. The droid's just gonna shoot it, but Mando's not letting that happen, shoots him first, and it's the start of a beautiful friendship. Now Mando parked his ship in a bad neighborhood. The Jawas have stripped it for parts. They want some egg from the giant woolly rhinoceros, yeah, the Mudhorn that kicks Mando's butt. In fact, he's about to die here, but wait, what's this? It's Baby Yoda Force Powers! Oh, he's adorable! Together they take this thing down, but now he's all tuckered out. He trades the egg for ship parts back, and now they're headed home, but Baby Yoda is such a cute little nuisance, keeps playing with his little stick shift. The client is very excited about Baby Yoda and pays him a whole bucket of Beskar. Mando's like, hey, you're not gonna hurt this kid, are you? But the client's like, that's none of your business, so Mando lets him go. He brings the Beskar to the Armorer, who forges him a complete set of Beskar steel armor, looking fly as hell. Mando's all business, on to the next job, but when he tries to shift gears, sees the Na'vi missing, and it's like, dang, that kid's too cute, I can't leave him. Mando busts in there and saves Baby Yoda from some creepy science experiments. He's gotta fight a bunch of stormtroopers with a variety of weapons, including his flamethrower, alright. But now the word's out to all the bounty hunters to recapture him, so it's a standoff in the street and a big shootout. Mando's way outnumbered until, what's this? Mandalorian reinforcements flying in on jetpacks. Super sweet. They cover his retreat, so Mando and Baby Yoda are reunited, though he really needs to get a car seat for this kid. They fly to a remote planet where they meet Cara Dune, a shock trooper in the rebellion and an all-around badass. She and Mando fight at first, but you can't fight when Baby Yoda's drinking soup. By the way, Baby Yoda's an adorable little carnivore. His favorite food is frogs. There's two quick side missions, one on Tatooine, yeah, from the original Star Wars. He goes to Mos Eisley Cantina and fights an assassin in the desert. Then he takes a job with the old crew he used to run with, who are basically the evil Guardians of the Galaxy. Eventually, Mando gets a call from Carl Weathers, like, hey buddy, let's call a truce. That ex-Imperial client has taken over the town. We need your help to take him down. Mando thinks it's probably a trap, so he's bringing his new friends as backup. And it was gonna be a trap, but when Baby Yoda saves Greef Karga's life, he changes his mind. He's now Team Baby Yoda for life. To get inside, they pretend to turn Mando into the client. Just then, though, he gets a call from his boss, and oh, this whole bar is being shot up. Yes, it's a takeover from another ex-Imperial. And this new villain is, yes, that's Gus Fring from Breaking Bad. It's Moff Gideon. It's a big awesome fight scene, but Moff Gideon, cool as a cucumber, blows Mando up. They retreat back into the bar where Cara Dune's like, hey, let me take your helmet off so I can heal you. But he's like, no, a Mandalorian never takes his helmet off. This is the way. But IG-11's like, yeah, I'm a droid. I'm pretty sure that's an exception. And so, oh my god, it's happening. It's Pedro Pascal's beautiful face. So he patches him right up and they go down to the sewers where the Armorer is still hanging out. She's like, hey, because you saved this kid, according to Mandalorian custom, he's now officially part of your Mandalorian clan. She engraves his armor with their new clan sigil, the Mudhorn, their first victory together. She also gives him a jetpack, alright. So they have to escape down the ancient lava sword, but there's one more threat, a TIE fighter driven by Moff Gideon. So it's up to Mando and his new jetpack, baby! Yeah, flies up there, grapples onto this thing, plants a bomb, and boom! But at the crashed TIE fighter, Moff Gideon survived. And wait, what is that? It's an awesome black lightsaber sword! Yes, that's the Darksaber, which your Star Wars nerd friends will happily tell you all about. Greef Karga's like, hey, so 3 of us restart the Bounty Hunters Guild? But Mando's a father now, he's not about that bounty hunter life. So he and Baby Yoda fly off into the sunset to have a whole new season of adventures. In The Mandalorian Season 2, the main goal is to get Baby Yoda to safety with members of his own kind, but no one really knows who that is. So their quest first takes them back to Tatooine, where Mando heard there's another Mandalorian here that could maybe help him out. And indeed, there's a dude here dressed like a Mandalorian, wearing Boba Fett's old armor. But this dude immediately takes his helmet off, which goes against the Mandalorian creed. This is not the way. This is Timothy Olyphant, who's the marshal of this town, and he's no Mandalorian. He just found this cool armor. Mando's like, yo, if you aren't a Mandalorian, you can't wear that armor. I'm taking it back. But at the moment, they have a bigger problem. It's a crate dragon, an absolutely massive sandworm. So Mando gets his first side quest of the season. Help me kill that thing, and I'll give you this armor. So it's plan B, strap some bombs to this bantha, and oh, get eaten. But Mando makes this thing spit him out, then oh, the bombs, boom, exploded from the inside. This is the coolest show ever. And so Mando gets Boba Fett's armor, makes a new friend we might see again later, and rides off into the sunset. But watching that sunset is a mysterious figure, and it is the real Boba Fett. Almost 40 years of fan speculation. Could he have survived the Sarlacc pit? He did. It's now canon. All right. Mando takes another side quest, driving this frog lady to get her eggs fertilized. Oh no, frog eggs! Baby Yoda, don't eat those! They crash on a nice planet with tons of eggs. Yes, it's finally snacky time, but oh no, these eggs are snacking back! Giant ice spiders! Nope, nope, nope! Kill it with fire! Mando gets frog lady to her destination, but his Uber rating's gonna take a big hit. So Mando's search takes him to the seas, where he's betrayed again. But now he's saved by the Mandalorians he was looking for, who fly in and kick major butt. But they immediately take off their helmets too. Come on, where can a guy find some real Mandalorians? But they're like, hey, we're very real Mandalorians, like actually from the planet Mandalore. In fact, this is the rightful queen of Mandalore, Bo-Katan, from the Clone Wars animated series. Star Wars super nerds are freaking out. And if you're not a Star Wars super nerd, don't be intimidated by these other characters showing up. The Mandalorian stands on its own as an awesome space adventure all about Mando and Baby Yoda. Now, Bo-Katan's got some bad news for Mando. The Mandalorians he was raised by are part of kind of a crazy cult. Never taking your helmet off is just their weird rule. It's completely impractical, like how do you eat? But Mando's lived his whole life by this rule. He's keeping his helmet on for now, but he asks for their help getting Baby Yoda back to his people. Apparently they're called the Jedi? Bo-Katan's like, yeah, I know where a Jedi is, but first I need your help with the side quest. Her main goal is to retake the Mandalorian homeworld from Imperial forces, so now she wants Mando's help hijacking an Imperial weapons ship. But she's not just here for the cargo, she's also looking for someone, the big boss of the new Imperial forces, our show's main villain, Moff Gideon. Yes, remember, he survived last season and has a super cool glowing black sword, the Darksaber. Turns out that sword belongs to the ruler of Mandalore, so she wants it back. But Mando's not sticking around to help out with that. He's gonna take Baby Yoda to a Jedi. But first he makes a pit stop to fix his ship with his old friends Cara Dune and Greef Karga. Naturally, he gets roped into another side quest. Per usual, the mission goes bad and it turns into an awesome action sequence. But wait, what's this? They got things in tubes. They were doing science stuff here with the doctor that was working on Baby Yoda. He doesn't fully explain what they're doing, but it sure sounds like exactly what we assumed. They wanted to take the force powers from Baby Yoda and put it in Moff Gideon. So Mando makes it to the planet with the Jedi, and Star Wars super nerds are freaking out again because this is Ahsoka Tano, another big character from the Clone Wars. So she and Mando meet and have a little fight, but soon she's like, wait a second, is that a Baby Yoda? She's able to use the Force to communicate with him a little bit, and we don't get any answers on like what species he is, or is he Yoda's son, or a clone, or just sprout from an egg? But we do get some big news, because this little guy has a name. It is Grogu. Yeah, I guess it's good he has an official name. It's gonna take some getting used to, though. I'm still gonna call him Baby Yoda. First things first, Mando's roped into another side quest. Ahsoka needs his help to save this town while she goes in for a samurai duel with the magistrate, and she fights with a spear made of Beskar steel, which can, block lightsabers. In the end, Ahsoka defeats her, and she's hunting down her boss, Grand Admiral Thrawn. Yes, another name drop from Star Wars Rebels. Star Wars superfans going blah! So watch out for that in Ahsoka's potential spin-off show, but for now, back to Baby Grogu. So Mando takes Grogu to the secret Jedi rock, which will let him use the Force to basically post on the Jedi Facebook group. But right now, someone else is flying in. It's Boba Fett, who finally caught up to him. And he's not alone. He brought a friend from season 1. It's Fennec Shand. Yeah, the assassin we fought on Tatooine. She was left for dead, but Boba Fett saved her, so now she's loyal to him and has a robot stomach. He's like, I'm not here to fight, I just want my armor back. But they're interrupted by stormtroopers and have to work together to fight them. And Boba Fett's in beast mode, kicking ass with nothing but his bathrobe and a stick. But soon he grabs his armor, and Boba Fett is back! But up in orbit is Moff Gideon, who fires the big laser, boom! Blows up Mando's ship, the Razor Crest. Oh, Geico's not gonna cover that. And now flying in is a new class of droids, the Dark Troopers, and they grab little Grogu. Now Baby Yoda's kidnapped. So with Mando's ship totaled, it's like, hey, can I get a ride? And Boba Fett's like, yeah bro, I got you. That little Baby Yoda's so cute, we're immediately bonded to him. So for the final mission, they recruit Bo-Katan, who's happy to help, but remember, Moff Gideon and the Darksaber are mine. So our crew busts in, pew pew pew. This is a stacked team who can take out basically infinite stormtroopers. So our gang easily takes the bridge, but wait, Moff Gideon's not here because he's with Baby Yoda, who's in the tiniest little handcuffs. And so it's time for Darksaber vs. Beskar Steel Spear. Oh yeah, awesome duel! In the end, of course, Mando wins and takes Moff Gideon back to the bridge where Bo-Katan's like, "What have you done?" Turns out, by sacred Mandalorian tradition, you can't just give the Darksaber away. It has to be won in combat. So Mando just accidentally became the rightful king of Mandalore, and that might cause some friction later. But for now, they got bigger problems because the Dark Troopers are back and our gang is cornered. But who's this flying in? In an X-Wing. Yes, someone responded to Grogu's Facebook post. It is a fully realized Jedi Master. Oh, busting in there, making short work of these Dark Troopers. The coolest Jedi seen yet. And you know, there's only one guy this could be. It is the Luke Skywalker. Star Wars superfans, blah! He's gonna take Baby Yoda off to Jedi boarding school, but first Grogu's gotta say goodbye to his Papa Mando. And Mando loves this kid so much, he removes his helmet and shows him his face. Oh, what a touching moment. And so Baby Yoda, Grogu, is finally safe. Gonna learn to use his force powers from the Luke Skywalker. But his bond with Mando runs deep. You know these two are gonna be reunited for more adventures in Season 3. Now Boba Fett got his own spin-off show, The Book of Boba Fett. He and Fennec Shand took over Jabba the Hutt's old territory to become the crime boss of Tatooine. Watch my recap to get the full story. In this video, we're gonna focus on when Mando shows up, and he's not here for just a cameo. He takes over 2 full episodes. It's basically The Mandalorian Season 2.5. He tracks down his old Mandalorian clan led by the Armorer, who survived, but it's just her and this one other dude now. She's impressed he has the legendary Darksaber, but Mando's actually having trouble using the Darksaber. It's weirdly heavy for him, and she's like, "You're fighting against the blade," whatever that means. But then there's a problem when she's like, "By the way, you ever take your helmet off?" And he's like, "Well, I mean, yeah, there were extenuating circumstances though. It was a Baby Yoda." But in this Mandalorian cult, there are no exceptions for tender moments, and Mando is kicked out. This is the way. So for now, Mando needs a new ship because the Razor Crest was destroyed last season, and his mechanic friends found a beauty for him. It is an old Naboo starfighter like from Star Wars Episode 1. Now Mando goes to visit his son at boarding school, and yes, we get to see Luke Skywalker training little Grogu. And pretty soon, wow, this guy's hopping around. Yeah, Mando can sell that stroller. But Mando doesn't get to see him. He's stopped by the other Jedi, Ahsoka Tano. She's like, "Hey man, I know you love him, but to be a Jedi, he's gotta leave his old life behind. You come to visit him is just gonna make that harder." And it's heart-wrenching, but Mando agrees it's for the best and decides to leave. But when Luke hears about Mando's visit, he's like, "All right, little Grogu, I'm gonna give you a choice. You can have this super cute Beskar steel chainmail and go be a Mandalorian with your papa. Or you can stay here and be a Jedi with Yoda's old lightsaber," which you're gonna have to grow into, I guess. But unfortunately, you can't have both because that would be just way too cool. Now Mando joins Boba Fett for his show's finale. Yes, Mando and Boba Fett teaming up, 2 versus an army, busting out their full arsenal of weapons. Yes! And in the middle of this action, who should show up but Baby Yoda, who I guess hitchhiked here. Yes, little Grogu made his choice. He wants to be with his Papa Mando. Unfortunately, at the moment, they're in mortal danger, but it's little Grogu who steps in there, proving he's the apex predator. The Rancor's kinda just a big frog. He uses the Force to calm this thing down, and now together they have a little nappy time. So Mando and Baby Yoda are reunited, ready for more adventures in The Mandalorian Season 3. If you liked this recap, hit that subscribe button for more of the best recaps of TV and movies.